T-minus 4 days. Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome. I know we're all jacked up about it. I hope you guys are as well.
3, 2, what?
Well, T-minus, as I said, 4 days and counting. Super Bowl 59. We got a great matchup. It's going to be in New Orleans. It's going to be at the Caesars Superdome. Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm jacked up about it. I know we've all been doing our homework and digging deep to help you guys get some winning edges on the game. And I'm joined here each and every week by my two partners in crime, obviously the men that make this show happen with me. Right here next to me, the one and only CEO of TK Wins. What's up, TK?
Yeah, we're getting ready, man. It's a big Super Bowl party this weekend on Sunday. My picking up the pig tomorrow, getting ready for a big barbecue on Sunday.
So what do you have to do? You have to pick it up like days in advance,
You
prep it? What
marinate it for 3 days. I'm going to go pick it up live tomorrow. They'll kill it. And,
Are you going to kill it?
Yeah,
Still alive?
Live pig,
Wait,
man.
you kill it?
No, they do it down in Miami.
You watch them kill it?
No, they throw them in the back, cut them up. And
I couldn't watch that.
Hialeah, man. That's the benefits live in Miami. Fresh pork down in Miami.
How many people at the party?
Probably over 100 and some, at
Really?
least.
Okay.
You came a couple years ago. You saw there's
no,
a
it was
couple
cool.
hundred people there.
Yeah, they throw a nice gig. I liked it. They got a nice place there, a nice location. Everyone's rooting it.
What's the location?
We're going to be at the same place, QD in Sunrise.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we don't want to give it away. You know what I'm saying?
Swing on by, man.
I'm sure they would love it. That's more business for them.
We'll make you some of them. What were you drinking that day on the show?
Screwdrivers.
Screwdrivers.
Screwdrivers with a splash of cranberry. That's the trick right there.
Let me ask you, the pig, how many pounds you guys going with this year?
We pick them out live. We'd probably be 120 live, and after they gut them out, probably be down to 90 pounds. So.
Wow. And that'll feed 100 people?
Yeah, then we're going to throw a few pork butts in there as well.
All right. Teddy, what you got going on?
Well,
here he is, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, got to introduce you. There he is, Teddy Brooks.
Here I am, Teddy
Sports
Brooks.
Profits. The goat hat.
So I have an interesting day on Sunday. It's my mother-in-law's birthday, so I have to time everything right. During the daytime, I have to take her and my wife and family to brunch. Mm-hmm. Then I'm transitioning into the Super Bowl festivities. So there's a couple events. There's the QD event. There's my one cousin in Hollywood.
Hard Rock? What about the Hard Rock?
Yeah, Hard Rock.
Any news on that?
I got invited to.
Well, if I go to Hollywood, I have a cousin in Hollywood that's having a Super Bowl party, so I might do that.
So it's kind of starting off family first. And
right.
Then Teddy time.
And then Teddy time, yeah.
With his boys.
Yep, there you go.
Watching the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a great game. I really do. I think it's going to be an exciting game. Everything I'm looking at, I mean, they match up. You got great matchups on both sides, defensively, offensively, talent on both sides. I think it's going to be an excellent game. Who knows? Turnovers, things could cost, but I think it's going to be a pretty solid game.
I've reflected on this a lot. And, we all said it. Nobody wanted this game. We didn't want this game. I know TK didn't want this game. But when you really look at the numbers, and got a table full of numbers guys right here. Yep. We still need that button, Ben. But when you look at the numbers, you're right, these are two extremely evenly matched teams. These are two elite defenses. So I think after everything's said and done, I'm thinking it's going to be a good game as well. And I have another theory. Have you guys seen what's going on with their media day? They're going right up to Patrick Mahomes and asking him what he buys the referees for Christmas.
Send some Christmas cards.
Now you got Roger Goodell making statements about it. You got the Referees Association making.
I think you're hanging out with TK.
Well,
too much.
here's my theory. My theory is that they have so much light on this now that I think this game. I think they're going to back off.
Okay.
I think that. You think
it's overkill?
I think they're saying to themselves, "Shit, guys, they're onto us. We better cut it out a little bit." That's kind of what I'm thinking here. If that is what they do.
Let me ask you something. I'm just going to reflect on Super Bowl 57. The same two teams. I mean, that was an unbelievable game. It could have went either way. So
there was one call that was terrible though. But
you're always going to get that.
That late hit call against Mahomes.
You're always going to get that. You know that as well as I do. In every game, in college. Sports, whatever the sport is, you're always going to get that, bullshit call. Somehow, and especially if you have the other side of the game, you're going to really remember it more so. If it came to help you, you probably wouldn't remember it as much.
I agree.
I'm always on that other side. It seems.
Yeah, I know.
No, I agree, but that's just my theory. I think that they know the public is on to what's going on, and I think they're gonna, even if they don't do it on purpose, they're gonna be extra careful to make it very evenly matched in the calls.
Before we dig into the game itself, who do you think's coming in with more momentum into this game? I mean, they're both winning, but do you think there's an edge? One of these teams has the edge. How they've been playing of recent. Ted, I'm going to ask you first. If you,
yeah, I think
your thoughts
I
on
think
that?
Philadelphia does.
So they have an edge.
I think they have an edge. And just going back to a trend, a number, teams that a Super Bowl matchup where one team got a first round bye and the other one didn't.
Yeah.
The team that did not have the first round bye is 15-0 in the last 15 games against.
Oh,
the spread.
TK is going to have some nice stats for us.
I
I'm
got some
sure
good ones
he's
coming.
been
I got some numbers.
digging hard on some numbers.
Yeah.
Definitely the audience is going to enjoy those numbers a little later on. What's your thoughts? Who's coming in with the momentum you think into this game?
In the rushing momentum, it's got to be the Eagles. I mean, with Barkley, he's been on fire throughout the playoffs. But
He's been steady all year.
you know, I look for Kansas City to come on this one
No,
too.
but I'm saying who do you think out of the two teams coming into
I'd
has
say
the momentum?
Momentum right now would have to be Philly, but that momentum, you know, they got a week off here, so you got to see what happens on that as well.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I'm jacked up about it. I've been digging this game for since last week. I've been looking into it. I got some things that I think is going to give me the upper hand. I like the number on the game, so there's a lot of interesting factors coming in. I say we get right into it. I mean, that's what the people want to know. They want to know what we know and what we're thinking. So I'm gonna kick it off with you, Teddy. If you want to do the breakdown on the game, or you want to get into this, what do you want to let the people know, what you're into as far as the Super Bowl right now?
So obviously we're going to talk about a lot of props, but I have
We should start with the game.
right. So my main play on the game, I'm looking at the under here. Okay.
Really?
I'm looking at the under.
Wow, that's surprising.
And the under was bet by what we believe to be sharp bettors early on. That number was like around 49.5. It was bet down.
49.5.
It was bet down to 49, 48.5. This is a play that I would wait. I think once the public starts betting this game, they're going to be slamming the over. So I would wait. I think that they might slam this over up to 50, 51.
Well, you don't have to worry about the weather, that's for sure.
You don't have to worry about the weather because it's in a dome. Here's a couple numbers for you. First of all, you got Steve Spagnuolo and Vic Fangio, two of the best defensive coordinators.
Talk about old school.
Yep, old school.
Yep.
High quality defensive coordinators. I think you're going to see less possessions. I think you're going to see each team run the ball a lot.
Blitz? What do you think?
Well, hold on. I think you're going to see each team run the ball a lot. Try to really extend the drives, and I don't think you're going to see a lot of blitzes. I think you're going to see Philly really try to get there with their front four.
Okay.
That's what I think. But also, here's a key thing.
Mm-hmm.
These teams, especially Philadelphia, loves going for it on fourth down, right? I think you're going to see less of that. I think that
I disagree. I think they're going to go for the same model they got there with.
Well, maybe on the 4th and 1, yes, but like 4th and 2, 4th and 3, 4th and 4, I think you're going to see more punts, more field goals. And for that reason...
Oh, I got it for the under.
Right, and for that reason, I think it's going to go under because they're going to respect the other defense, right? These are two elite defenses. They're going to show them a lot of respect, and I think they're going to kind of cut back. Okay. So my main play as far as a side or total is that under, and as far as the side goes, I am not touching it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm
surprised.
Because I would bet Philly, but I just can't bet against this Chiefs team. I can't bet against Mahomes. I can't do it.
I know he's licking his chops over here because he's been doing so much work. He's got stats, computers, everything in front of him here. What's your thoughts on the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl, you know I'm going to play in this one. I'm not going against the Chiefs. I'm not going against Mahomes.
Really?
So and I'm not a big Mahomes fan.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not a big one, but I hate the
You're
Eagles.
jumping on him?
I'm jumping on KC. Yeah, if you follow me all year, I win against the Eagles every game. I don't want to hear that fly Eagles fly shit no more this weekend on Super Bowl Sunday either.
Let me ask you a question. If you're going against them, why are you jumping on them for the biggest game of all?
I'm looking for Mahomes, like I said, Kansas City.
Yeah.
If you look at the stats in this game, I've gone over all my numbers. That's why I want to go with Kansas City. Kansas City 18-2 their last 20 straight up. Kansas City 4-1 led their last 5 against the spread. Kansas City 4-1 in their last 5 straight up versus Philly. So I'm getting paid on the Super Bowl Sunday. I think I'm 5 of my last 6 Super
Are
Bowls.
you laying points or your money
I'm doing
line?
money line, straight up money line on this one.
Whoever wins,
-1.
wins.
Yeah, whoever wins, wins. There's no sense of playing the spread on this one. 1 point.
No.
If you're going to play this game, you're betting the money line either side. But definitely going to take Kansas City with Mahomes. Got the referees on his side. He's got everybody on his
You
side.
and these guys with the referees on his side.
I don't think Kansas City's ever played on a site in New Orleans. I don't think they've ever played New Orleans, have they? They never played in
Not
that
recently
stadium.
that I know of.
I don't think they've ever played in New Orleans.
Philly's played in there.
Yeah,
'Cause
Philly's
they played
definitely.
against-
Philly's definitely played in there, but I don't think
I think
Kansas
they played in
ever played.
playoff games there too. I saw a stat today. It's pretty amazing. Philly's 5-0 this year on artificial turf games. 5-0, straight up.
Wow.
Yeah, their speed team, artificial turf is a big time favor for a speed team, and 5-0 this year, straight up on games they played on artificial turf. Forget about all that. I was looking at stuff like that. I love Philadelphia in the game. There's so many factors that I feel. Not only Dallas Goedert, the tight end, he's coming alive, gives more weapons for Hurts. Hurts has more weapons, I think, than Mahomes does in this game. Barkley's been great all year. I can't picture him coming up lame in this game. He's just been too steady. I don't see him letting the bright lights interfere with him. I think he's just so focused right now with that Barkley factor. And I like the combination Saquon Barkley, SB, meaning Super Bowl. I think that's a big factor in my one of my decision makings. But I just think it's all going to ride on Jalen Hurts, his feet and his arm. And I think he's going to move the ball on the ground. And with Barkley, it's going to also give him opportunities to throw, and he's got weapons. I mean, I haven't even talked about A.J. Brown or Devontae. I can't see how – I think Philly wins this game easy. I think this could be a friggin' blowout. I really do.
We're going against each other. We should have bet dinner on this one at Runway 84. A nice.
I just see too many
little dinner.
factors. And Teddy made a great point. Vic Fangio and Steve Spagnuolo, old-time defensive coordinators that prepare as good as anybody ever, probably, when it comes to that. I don't know. I just like the way that Philadelphia is playing on both sides of the ball, and I think with the weapons they have, they got more weapons than Kansas City. Mahomes can only go so far, let's face it. And the only way he's probably going to win this game is if Philly delivers the goods to him by making mistakes and things like that. That's the only thing that's going to come back to haunt me, is that if Hurts makes some crazy mistakes or turns it over, or there's a fumble, or some crazy play on defense that the other team recovers and maybe scores on a defensive turnover. But I really love Philadelphia.
And that first round bye trend is working in your favor too.
Well, I love the fact that they're 5-0 on artificial turf this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big plus. They win on surfaces like that. I don't know I think Kansas City is a better team on grass from the type of team they have. So I think this game's going to need to be like the election. You know what Trump always said with the election, right?
He likes his politics.
They need to make it too big to rig.
Trump's going to be at the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump's at the game. Yep.
So the Eagles, if they want to win this game, they need to win so big that the refs can't even affect it.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I got you guys. I understand where you guys are going with the referee factor.
If I had to pick, I'd pick the Eagles.
I just think they got more weapons. I'm
agree.
looking at the overall picture of this game. I mean, if Barkley, and again, I could be 100% incorrect, but the way Barkley's playing, he's unstoppable. Is he going to stop himself in the Super Bowl after the year he's had? I don't think so. I think he's going to be very well prepared. And if Jalen Hurts just manages the game, the way he should manage it, which is moving the ball on the
They're
ground.
going to have to run the ball out, control the clock. If they can
Exactly.
control the clock, get away.
I'm not even talking about the best receiver, A.J. Brown, who's going to be in the mix. We know that. And this tight end, Goddard, who's excellent. Matter of fact, I'm going to talk about some prop plays involving that a little later in the show. But
I know I'm using Kansas City, but Kansas City in their last 4 Super Bowls never had to lead at halftime. They have not led in their last 4 Super Bowl appearances. Have been losing at the half.
If they're down big in the halftime against Philadelphia with the way they're playing, depending on how Philadelphia's playing, if they're just crushing it all over the ground and running through them, they're not going to come back and beat Philly. No way. I don't see it. I think Philly will be smart enough this time to keep that ball controlled and keep that offense of Kansas City's off the field. Remember, they got lucky to come back and beat Philly in Super Bowl 57. Philly was controlling that game. You guys agree on that one? The first time they met in the Super Bowl?
First time. It was a good game.
Was it 34-31 final?
Philly was dominating the first half.
They dominated the game, I think. They really dominated.
Really, the first 3 quarters.
Yeah. So that's it. All right, I want to get into some. I want to see who you guys are doing your homework on with these player props, because I know the audience absolutely wants these player props. I even dug in. I got like 3 or 4 I feel pretty good about. But I want to kick it off with you, TK, because I know, look at all the work he's done, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something. No one works harder at it than this guy.
I'll give you a couple. I don't really play props with Super Bowl. I got to have some fun. You know, I didn't bet the game big anyways. You know, we got NBA on Sunday. We got college basketball. There's much other stuff. This is just more for fun. One good bet I'm going to play on my props is no score in the first 6 minutes. 7 of the last 8 Super Bowls featured a no score in the first 6 minutes. I'm going to jump on that one. I don't have the current lines on that right now, but that's definitely going to be one of my plays, no score in the first 6.5 minutes of the game.
Is that a plus or minus prop?
It will be probably minus like 140, 150.
Really?
There's no lines up right now on it right now. I've been looking up and down the board
Can
for
they bet it?
Yeah, they'll be able to bet it come game time.
Okay. What else you looking at?
No defensive touchdown or special teams touchdown in this game. 6 out of the last 7 Super Bowls, there hasn't been a defensive or special teams touchdown, so I'll go on that as well. No special teams or defense touchdown in the game.
Is that a separate bet or are they combined?
No, that's going to be a separate bet. All these are all
So there's
flat
2
prop
bets.
bets. 2 bets.
No, it's 2 separate bets.
2 separate bets. You could parlay them if you want.
Right.
You know, I'll throw some parlays in these. I'll put a nice 10-teamer in and hopefully hit on a couple of these prop bets.
Getting a little ballsy in your young days.
Yeah, what's a couple bucks?
Anything else? 'Cause I know Teddy's ready to go. I see him. He's growling behind me. I hear him.
My knee's been twitching all
I
day.
wrote down here.
He's kicking
I
me.
got so much shit written down here I couldn't
Hey,
even tell
take
you.
it easy, Teddy.
Teddy's probably
Kicking me in the shins.
He's going to have to do a printout for me. First play of the game, it's going to be a run. I'll be on that one. That should be probably plus 120, 130. That's the
First play of the game for either team.
First play of the game for either team. The last 3 Super Bowls have been a run. Probably be a run on this one.
Okay.
And this one is a good bet as well. It should probably be minus 150, 160. Team to score last wins the game. 15-0 the last 15 Super Bowls. So that's a good prop bet.
I have that one too.
And
Okay.
score last 2 minutes of the second half. I would jump on that one as well. You know, three years in a row.
Within the 2-minute warning.
Yep.
First half or second half?
Second half.
Second half.
Second
So with
half.
2 minutes left in the game, you're talking about.
Yep. First half would probably be a good one as well.
Okay.
This one you're gonna probably have to lay big
Well,
number
who
on.
though? Either one?
Either team.
Oh,
either team.
Okay.
And no safety in the game. That's probably going to be pretty obvious. But you never know. With Kansas City took that safety in the last one. But that one's no safety in the game last 10 Super Bowls, 10 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be a good one, too, because it's going to be a tight game.
I figured you'd take a shot and say safety. It's about 10-1.
I should after
get the money.
First flag on the play. Who's it going to go for? Probably say Kansas City. That's a bet on there. I seen one prop out there.
All right, I think you got a whole laundry list going here.
I got to hold on. The last one I'm putting out, game decided by 3 points or less. I'd have to say yes on that one. It's going to come down to a field goal.
Nah, I'm disagreeing.
Scotty's saying, for everyone that's paying attention, Scotty's
Unfortunately
saying
for him, it's going to be
Eagles
one of these.
blowout.
I don't
which
I don't say a blowout, but I think they got a shot to blow.
I think if they win by double, I think if they win by 10, that's a blowout for the Super Bowl.
I think if you beat Kansas City by 7 or more, that's considered a.
I agree, and that's how you have to beat them. I think you just have to.
It's going to come down to the.
That's why I'm
quarter.
a little scared. I'm a little scared of that run first play because it depends who has the ball. Because I think if the Eagles have the ball, don't be surprised they go long right away.
I wouldn't be.
They try to open the game up.
Eagles get the ball first, they'll probably hand it off to Barkley.
I don't know about that one. I think if Eagles get the ball first, they're going for something. They're gonna try to scare Kansas City as fast as they can.
Who do you think scores first in the game? You like Philly, so I'm sure you got to be going with Philly.
I think the Eagles score first in that game. I do.
Touchdown by Barkley.
Oh, that I don't know.
Jalen Hurts tush push.
Yeah, well, that's very possible. I think isn't there a play on the game, the closest touchdown, like less than a yard and a half?
It's usually less than a yard and a half.
Yeah.
Shortest touchdown.
All right, you got them all?
That's all I'm doing in these props.
All right, let's hear you. He's hit me in the back for crying out loud.
He's
ready. He's got the goat hat on. He thinks he's the man today.
TK took one of them, but I got some extras. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he goes. Teddy Brooks with his props.
All right.
Teddy, before you get to your props, where do I put my square? You told me you were going to tell me where I should put my name on the square. That was your
They actually
4 corners?
I won't say the website because I don't want to give anyone free promotion, but there is a website out there that tells you all of the quarter ending scores in the last 20 Super Bowls. So So I'm going to use that for my squares. But you don't know when you're picking your squares. I always like to go corner. All right.
Go ahead.
Scotty doesn't want me talking about squares. All right.
No. I'm good.
All
You're,
right.
you're knocking on the
Oh,
desk.
okay.
You're waking me up.
So, where do I start? I like that one, 15 in a row, and those the last team to score wins. I like that one. I don't love it, but I like it. I was going to use it. I mean, anything that's 15 and 0 in the last 15, you got to sprinkle something on, right?
If my buddy Billy bets team to score last wins the game, then we'll take the other side.
Is there an odds whether it's a field goal or a touchdown? The last team
Doesn't
to
matter.
score?
It doesn't matter. I'm seeing the line right now. Team to score last wins game -150.
Okay, so it doesn't matter field goal, touchdown.
That doesn't matter.
Right.
All right. So here's what I like.
Let's do it.
The first turnover to be a fumble, +130. Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts combined 17 straight games without throwing a pick. So
What do you like?
first turnover to be a fumble, +130.
What happens if there's no turnover in the game? There's no action?
There's no action.
Okay.
Yeah. There's going to be that'd be
There's gotta
crazy
be
if there's no
something.
turnover, but it could be. But yeah, so no action if there's no turnover, but I like that play. I think you're getting a good, plus number there. Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown. He scored in the last 4 games. And Isaiah Pacheco is still a little shaken up, still a little hurt. So I think Kareem Hunt's going to be the go-to guy, the goal line running back. If they get it close,
Yep.
I think he puts it in. So Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown, +130.
All right.
I also like Mahomes over 5.5 rushing attempts. He doesn't really run it a lot during the regular season, but he always turns up his running during the postseason. In the last 2 games that they played in the
Instead of
playoffs,
chasing his ass more.
yeah, 7 runs and 11.
why.
7 runs and 11 runs in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
And then last year in the postseason, 9 runs, 6 runs, 6 runs. There's only been 1 postseason game in his career that he's had under 5.5 rushing attempts.
Okay.
So I like that one
You
a lot.
You like it to go over.
I like it to go over 5.5 rushing attempts. And
Guys, just 1 second. Guys, take notes on all this because there's a lot of stuff here. So, keep notes because we got a lot of stuff we're putting out today.
the cool thing is YouTube and Spotify, you can rewind. I'm not going to hit
Okay.
your shirt with the pen. Don't worry there. I know you're looking. All right, so I'll put the pen over here. There we
He's
go.
getting nervous, man. He's right next to me.
There we go.
I feel like something's going to go wrong here.
I also like
It's like my son with the phone the other day. Go ahead.
I also want to give a piece of advice, my opinion. I would stay away. These Saquon Barkley props are inflated big time.
Oh, yeah.
I would stay away from them. I mean, I think he's going to have himself a good game, but these numbers are really, really high. Like his rushing numbers, no running back,
What is it right now?
120 something.
123, I think,
Yeah,
something
no,
like that.
no running backs cracked 120 in the Super Bowl. I don't even know.
Has anyone rushed over 100 yards against Kansas City, too?
I don't know
I
that.
think one person did.
I don't know that, but I don't think a running back's ever done it in the Super Bowl either, over 120. So I'd stay away from the Saquon. There's a lot of good stuff, other good stuff. But yeah, those 3 that I gave, those are my 3 main ones. I'm also liking a little bit of a Xavier Worthy over 5 or 6 rushing yards, depending on.
Xavier Worthy over?
Yeah, they give him they let him run the ball sometimes, and I think he's going to get a run. And if he does, a little end around or something,
All right.
and he's going to get some yardage. So.
What's the odds on any of these, you know?
The Xavier Worthy one, I don't know. I do know the Kareem Hunt anytime touchdown is +130. First turnover to be a fumble is +130.
All right.
Mahomes over 5.5, I think, is pretty even.
All right. Excellent. Good?
Yeah.
All right.
If I think of anything else, I'll throw it in the end.
Hey, we're here. Let's do it. Guys, got a couple myself that I feel real good about. I like on props. I'm not really a prop guy, but I'm kind of keeping it safe. I'm just looking for things that make sense. Again, there's thousands of them. We can all testify to that. We're not going to jump on all of them. We're not really prop guys. We're more looking at, to make money on the games themselves. But I like Dallas Goedert over 5 receptions. I think that Hurts is going to look for him as a key in the game. Obviously, you got A.J. Brown, you got Devontae, but I think this Dallas Goedert is definitely a weapon for them. I think he's going to move the ball around, and that tight end is going to get some receptions. So it's either 4.5 or 5 at this point. I don't know if you have that number on Dallas Goedert's receptions, but you could tell me a better number. I'm showing 4.5, 5, but I'd go over that. I like Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. If they come close to the goal line, you know what's coming. It's inevitable. It's the what do they call it? Tush push?
Push, push.
I got a 5.5 minus 143.
Okay.
4 plus minus 477.
4 plus?
4 plus, yeah.
What do you mean 4 plus?
4 plus receptions.
Oh, you got to lay 4 to 1?
Yep, on 4
No,
plus.
over 4 is
Four-
minus 177.
Okay.
Yeah, no, a 4 plus is minus 477.
Oh, wow.
And 5 is minus 143.
Yeah. Well, I'd take the 5. I don't know why it's that high, but are you sure that's the right number?
Yeah,
on
I'm
it?
looking at it right now.
They must really think he's going to get over 4.
Yeah. I never heard it goes from 4 to 1 down to
Yeah,
1.
that's
One,
crazy.
one reception is
Yeah,
300.
300, yeah, I'm looking at
points.
live right there
All
at
right, well,
DraftKings.
I like that. I like Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown in the game. I think he's going to be a factor. Obviously, all attention's going to be on Barkley and A.J. Brown, but somehow Jalen Hurts seems to find ways to control the game. I think it's going to go through his arm and legs, so I like that. And I like both quarterbacks, Hurts and Mahomes, over passing yards in that game. I think if it goes as Super Bowl 57 went, high-scoring, exciting game, I think both these teams are going to move the ball, and I think that they're going to have yards. And even if they start falling behind, they're going to start throwing. So I like both quarterbacks to go over in the passing yards. Those are the 4 props for me. That's it. I'm just trying to find kind of safe plays. I'm not looking at – they're not huge plays, guys. The huge play is what I told you earlier, to play Philadelphia, and I'd get that line to +2. I would buy that line and lock it in at 2 and jump on it right now. I wouldn't even wait. I jumped on it as soon as it came out last week. So that's where I'm at on that. You got anything else you want to add?
I like that. I like that a lot.
Which one? What do you like?
Philadelphia.
Oh.
I'm not
I'm
betting
convincing
it.
you?
You're selling me. You're
Hey,
selling me.
one of us is going to be happy on Monday.
But
I wish I could sell my customers.
all I have to do is see some black and white stripes, and then my mind goes back to TK.
You and TK again. What's up with these referees?
You
guys?
can't go against Mahomes, man. Look at his record. I mean, it's unbelievable in the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah, but
even if they're not
got to
there,
end. It's got to end sooner or later.
Well, the Dogs won covered 4. They didn't win, but they've covered 4 straight Super Bowls.
Let me ask
this
you:
really ain't even
do you
a
think
dog.
Philly? Do you think Philly's made? His team is made to beat a team like Kansas City. I think they are. I think they have the weapons to beat a team, and their defense. If you had to rate the defenses on these two teams,
Kansas
would
City.
I would say they're pretty equal. I would call it almost a draw.
Yeah, they're like 1 and 2. I mean,
Right?
they're-
I'd say Kansas
So
City's got a better defense.
If the defenses are equal, what about the offense? Look at the offenses. Yeah, Mahomes obviously is way above Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts is a solid quarterback. He doesn't make too many mistakes. And the rest of the weapons, I think, favor Philly.
I was just looking at your passing yards. Jalen Hurts is 204, and Patrick Mahomes is 244.
Okay.
So
So I'm going over.
you're going over it.
So Philadelphia is ranked number 1 on defense in points scored, number 2 in passing yards, number 9 in rushing yards,
And I love that 5-0 on artificial turf.
number
man.
1 time on the field, number 1 yards per play. This Philadelphia defense, Kansas City defense is good, but the Philadelphia defense is absolutely elite. Just looking at the numbers, I mean, I didn't even.
But don't forget, a Philadelphia defense has not played against Kansas City.
They haven't.
That's the point.
They haven't. They
They played
And-
against and you know what? Washington made 100 mistakes. Philly played great. Don't get me wrong, but Washington made so many mistakes and they still scored 23 points. So the Philly defense is suspect. Same with Kansas City is suspect. But I think in a big game like this, like you say, the defensive coordinators are dynamite, old school warhorse guys. So let's see what happens.
Old school Italians.
There you go.
You know, good play in this game, too. I was just looking under a field goal over 47.5 yards. If the Eagles don't have a kicker, do they? He hasn't been kicking well all year long, the
No,
Eagles.
they got a good. They got a kicker.
I thought he hasn't made really much.
What's
through all
the
season.
line on that? Is it even?
47.5, minus 120,
That's the
minus
longest?
120, 47.5.
Really? So that means
Over under.
That means they think they're going to drive. They're going to be
Drive down.
they're going to be in drives close.
I would take probably a 2-point conversion attempt in this game, too.
You could see that. I like the over on that field goal prop because here's what I think. I think that if they're in that closer range, they're just going to go for it. Whereas if they're a little bit further
yeah,
out,
I
I
think
think
they
they're
are.
going to kick that long field goal. So I would take my shot on taking the over on that.
That's why
40.
I mentioned to you earlier when you said that. I think these teams will go for it on fourth downs.
In the right spots, yeah. But
If
I mean,
they're inside the 35 or
right,
inside the
right. But
40 maybe.
But regular season, Philadelphia goes for it on their own 40. So
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to see any of that.
Yeah, but that's got to be real short.
It does.
That's not going to be a 4th and 2 or 3.
They
No
got
way.
total field goals by Philly, 1 in the game. That's the line right now.
Wow.
What do they
Minus 110.
So if you go over on the longest field goal and there are no field goals, is that a canceled bet or do you lose?
I think you would lose on it because there's
You
not
lose.
even an attempt.
You lose, don't you?
Yeah, you would have to lose on that.
It's over 1.
Yeah,
No, I'm talking about the longest, like over 47 on the longest field goal.
Okay.
I'm not
and
sure.
there's
But
no
I think,
field goals.
I think you lose.
Oh, I think that would be a nothing.
I think that would be a no
It'd
bet.
be a squash.
I think it'd be a squash
They
bet.
didn't make an attempt.
Right.
So how can you say, it didn't go the distance?
Do you think they'll do a 2-point attempt in this game?
Well, the overtime. I mean, if we go to overtime, we're going to see a 2-point conversion. I'll tell you that.
Well, it depends on the scenario. Like if a team's down 11 or 10, whatever the case may be, if they want to keep it within 1 score, yeah, you could see them going for 2. Why not? These are
And if there's a
don't forget, you're talking about 2 power high offensive teams. I mean,
Yeah.
they're not scared to go for shit. That's why they were in the Super Bowl.
But while you do see 2 high-powered offenses, I think they're going to show respect for each other's defenses as well.
Let's see, we got sacks in this game too. That could be a decent one too. I was just looking at the stat on here, and sacks in the last few Super Bowls, it's gone over the total of I think 5 years in a row.
What's
Just
that?
looking at the
Yeah,
sack
the
total
Super
sack
Bowl's
combined
been high
sacks in the
scoring.
game.
It's been a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be kind of a mirror image type of game from what it was, but I think Philly's going to win by a score or 2. I just got a feeling they're going to win by 7 or 14 points. I don't know. It's just all the work I'm looking at. I could be 1,000% wrong. Kansas City blows them out. And it wouldn't surprise me, I guess, if Kansas City won, right?
No,
Would you be
I don't think
shocked?
anything
Would you be shocked either way? Honestly.
This game's a toss-up, but I'm playing Kansas City.
Would you be shocked?
I wouldn't be shocked at anything.
Okay.
I wouldn't be shocked
If
at
Philly won by 2 touchdowns, you're going to say, oh, my God,
No.
I can't believe this happened?
No.
No.
No,
Of course
there
not.
would
And
literally.
if Kansas City wins by 2, you're going to say, same shit happened again.
You're not gonna. Nothing will shock you in this game.
Right.
After
So-
drinking beer all day, I hope I make it to halftime. So we'll see what
It's like
Well.
it's like almost like I think the biggest shock that I
I
can
think the
remember.
biggest shock right now is Luka and
We're gonna get into
Anthony
that.
Davis trade.
But real quick, the biggest Super Bowl shock had to be the comeback.
Atlanta.
The
Patriots?
the comeback
yeah.
game.
Yeah. 30, was it like 28 to
I left
six?
at
28
halftime.
28-6.
I watched that game at Caesars Palace. Went back
But
to
look
the
at how
room.
many things had to go
It was
right.
a blowout.
For that catch by Edelman on his fingertips. I mean, so many things went. It's just like Atlanta fell apart right in front of your eyes, and New England took advantage of every mistake and turned it into
And then the
points.
other big shock, just thinking back, just going by memory,
About
was
Seattle and New England in the Super Bowl when they intercepted it in the end zone.
and they didn't run when they had
Seattle's supposed to
Marshawn
win the
Lynch, and
game.
all they had to do was
Right,
run the ball.
4th and
You want
1.
to hear a funny story? But I was with we were out in Las Vegas at the Venetian, and the coach was at the craps table.
Who, Pete Carroll?
Pete Carroll, he went to put the money on the thing, and the dealer goes, I guess, do you want to play the dome pass? I take it. Weren't you out there whenever he was out there?
That's good. Yeah, Pete
So-
Carroll back in the NFL, man. Playing a head coach for the Raiders.
coach for the
What did he sign,
Raiders.
3, 4, 5
I
years?
have no idea.
He's
he's
70-something
back.
years old. I like Pete Carroll. He's
Oh, yeah.
got a lot of good energy.
Super Bowl winner.
Yeah. Great coach.
Or
National
Super Bowl?
championship.
No, not winner. He went to the Super
No,
Bowl.
he
I don't-
won it.
They did win, right, against Denver, right?
Right, they
Was
won it.
Yeah, and
Crushed them.
and national champion winner. Not many of those. But the other shock I was going to say was David Tyree catching that ball against
Oh,
the
I was there. Don't remind
Oh,
me.
you were?
I was at that
The
game
undefeated,
in Arizona.
the undefeated
New
season
England.
for New
I
England.
went to both Patriots games. They lost to the Giants.
Wow.
Imagine.
Wow.
Went through all that bullshit to go to these games and, came up empty
The,
both
fir-
times.
the first one that they lost, that was one of the biggest bets I've ever made on the Super Bowl. The first time I bet the Giants really big in that one. But
Yeah, well, they were plus 12 points, right?
yeah.
12 and a half. The
Yeah.
Giants were a huge underdog in that
Yeah.
game because it was all about New England going for 18-0.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Giants.
guys. Well, I think we
We didn't do any Taylor Swift props.
go right ahead.
I don't have them. I wish I had them up here. I think it was 11 halftime shown on the TV or something.
I don't think
like
they're
that.
going to show her that much.
I have
No?
a theory on Taylor
But
Swift.
Trump's going to be at the game too.
He's
So
got a theory, man.
I have a theory on Taylor
Go,
Swift.
go for it.
I think it's better because obviously they love her. They love her. The ratings, all that stuff. I think Taylor Swift embracing Travis Kelce in defeat, hugging him, telling him everything's going to be okay. I think that's better TV than them celebrating a win together.
But the problem is, how can she get down to the field if they lose?
Oh, she'll get down. They'll get her down there.
You mean like in the runway or something?
They have a thing like, you know how you go to the bank and you put the money in the tube and it just shoots through? They have that for Taylor Swift.
Hey, she's entitled.
They have a tube that's
I got no problem with her.
They have a tube that's going to take her from the thing to the field.
I don't know why everyone got a big issue with her.
She don't bother me either.
What is she doing? She's not bothering nobody. She's going to the game to see her guy.
She doesn't sit next to Mahomes' wife anymore at the games. I haven't seen them.
Let me ask you a question.
She doesn't bother me.
If she was your girlfriend and you were playing for Kansas City, you got a problem with it? I don't.
No,
You?
I don't have a problem with it.
You got a problem with it?
If I was playing
If
NFL, I'd probably have
you
more
want to
than
be
one
in that
girlfriend.
lifestyle. Yeah, right, there you go.
I'd be a Joey Burrow, you know.
Oh, Joey Burrow's the man.
He got
He's
caught.
great.
You heard what happened with him. Well, you obviously.
He's got a hot girlfriend, too.
No, but you hear what happened?
No.
He got caught cheating on his girlfriend because he got his house robbed.
Oh, yeah. I heard
And the
about
other girl
Right,
happened
somebody
to be at
was
the
in there.
house. Yeah,
Right,
it was
right.
the other chick.
Hey, you're Joe Burrow. You can have more than one girl. And you're single and you make that kind of well, he's not making the big money. Did he get the big money? He did get a big contract.
He got the contract, yeah.
Did you watch any of the Pro Bowl this weekend?
No.
It's like stupid.
I didn't even
It's
know
so
it was
dumb.
on.
So dumb.
Isn't it flag now?
It's flag football.
It's like so
It was
ridiculous.
ridiculous. I mean,
it's like amateur hour.
That's ruined.
when they played in Hawaii, it used to be great, man. Great game.
Yeah.
It was after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, after the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
you had the
they were
big guys there.
high flying, scoring,
Yeah.
like exciting. You know, they turn it up a little bit at the end. They start going nutty. But now it's like a joke. I mean,
All the All-Star games have become a joke.
I think a high school football game would be more exciting
Yeah.
than
The NHL's pretty fun. I went that last year.
NHL's
It's a good
good.
All-Star game, that 3-on-3. You know, that's pretty good. The NBA, that's just all back and forth.
Baseball's
back and forth.
decent.
Well,
Home run derby's fun.
Yeah, baseball means something still, doesn't it? Whoever wins that gets home field advantage in the playoffs. Correct?
Yeah, whoever wins it gets the 4.
They got
Gets the
to
4 home
make it
games.
interesting. Got to make it interesting.
The Dodgers are going to be interesting again this year, I guess. They got a pretty
I've
stacked.
been watching the Caribbean World Series, man, all week long. There's been some good playing in that series
You
as well.
you heard what Brian Cashman said, right? The Yankees guy.
Well, GM?
Yeah, he said the Dodgers. He said we're having trouble keeping up with their spending.
Yeah. Well,
That's
they
a
are.
big statement coming from the Yankees.
Yeah.
So we doing any side bets on the game? I'm going with Kansas City. You guys like Philly.
I'll bet you whatever you want right now.
I'll bet you. Let's go to dinner. Runway 84.
Runway 84. So Philly plus Philly. We'll just
You know
play
what?
whatever the spread is.
Yeah, whatever. We'll do it
Whatever
right
the
now.
closing line is.
Right now at the Serica. Right now.
Closing line on Sunday.
Closing line at the Serica on Sunday. Whatever it is.
Before they sing "God Bless America."
You mean
Who's singing?
the
Who's
national
doing
anthem?
that? Well, they do "God Bless America"
they really?
first. Yeah, "God Bless America," and then they go to the anthem, and then you got the big halftime show. Who was it? Lamar Kendrick or something? Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick
excuse
Lamar
me.
is doing the halftime show. That's a travesty, by the way, that they did not get Lil Wayne. I know you guys probably aren't familiar with these guys, but Lil Wayne is
We're trying to get through Engelbert Humperdinck and Tom Jones. Come on, man. Little Wayne. What the hell's Little Wayne?
he is a New Orleans staple. He is
Sinatra.
by many considered the best rapper ever, and he's from New Orleans. He
Yeah.
represents New Orleans.
Isn't
Well,
that
he's
the
doing
kid
the
that
halftime show.
didn't he almost die as a kid or something?
He
They
got
saved him?
shot. He's an African American rapper who doesn't believe in racism because he got shot. He actually shot himself. He was playing with a gun. He was like 5 or 6 years old. He shot himself, and he said that wherever he was, the person that saved his life was a white guy who he's still best friends with today. The guy saw that he shot himself, took him. He was actually a police officer, also off duty. Took him to the hospital, saved his life. But yeah, he shot himself when he was a young kid.
All
Very
right.
young.
There you go. We're getting a lot of little tidbits here.
Gonna be a lot of partying in New Orleans this weekend. Either way, before and after the game. So
All right, before we end the show, guys, because we really touched, I think we did a hell of a job
Yeah,
touching base.
I didn't think we
Time's
were going to
flying
spend
by.
that much time talking about the
No,
props.
I love
but
it.
Good for
love
us.
It, love it. I want to talk about this trade in the NBA. I'm sure Teddy's got something to say about it big time. He always does, and I'm expecting some comments on this trade. And I'm going to ask you the same, and I got an opinion on it. Luka Doncic to the L.A. Lakers for Anthony Davis going to Dallas. You got Doncic and LeBron. You think it's going to work? What do you think? What's your thoughts? You
Well,
think that'll work, those two together?
I was reading something. A sports commentator made a comment in 2023 when they moved Kyrie to to
Dallas.
And they basically said it was a Trojan horse. It was a setup because they knew Kyrie eventually the chemistry wouldn't work with Luka, and that would get Luka out of there. I don't think that's why Luka's out. I think Luka. Did you see the video they kept replaying of the general manager pulling the beer out of his hand after they?
Yeah, I saw that in there.
Yeah.
After they won the Western Conference
there was some
Finals.
stuff going on behind the
So,
scenes
yeah.
with Luka and.
I don't really have an opinion on it.
No?
I think they're going to be. I think the Lakers will be a better team.
I'll tell you
Luka's
what.
good.
I'll tell you what, man. I don't care what you think of LeBron. 40 years old, 41 years old. That guy's a beast, man.
He
You
is.
watched him last night, even first half.
Played a great
He
game.
was just dominating that game. 21 points in the 26 when all said and done, but just dominating the game. 41-year-old guy. I mean, he's going through these guys half his age, like just crazy. What's your thoughts on that trade? Oh,
Trade,
you don't really.
you know, the NBA. They did.
I know
it.
he's going to say referees.
No, not referees. They did it for the
We're
money.
going to blow the whistle.
And NBA's losing. They showed that NBA's losing so much money year after year, and they're going to make a lot of money on this one as well. The jerseys, the ticket sales, all this stuff coming up. So it's going to drive a little bit more revenue to the NBA.
What was the deal? I don't know if you have the answer. I kind of saw it. Doncic had a chance to get a supermax deal, right? But he voided it out or something. I don't know what the deal was there. Did you know anything about
Yeah,
that?
I saw something about it. I didn't
It's
read
like
the whole
he-
story about it. He
If-
loses
if
so
he
many
stayed-
millions or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a supermax, but now he can't get the
'Cause-
supermax
Because you can't sign the supermax if you're moving to a new team.
Right.
What's going to happen with this guy Jimmy Butler if he doesn't get traded? He just sits with
He's
the
going to
Heat.
be on the fourth seat over here next week with us.
He might be working his
Right?
coffee.
Ben, can you call Jimmy Butler and see if he can come on the show next
He
week?
opened that coffee shop. He opened a store.
He's
a
been at the
clothing
coffee
store.
shop every day. I see him on his podcast and the shit he does. They do that stuff, and he's always at his coffee shop every morning. But what happens if they don't trade him by the deadline? He stays with the Heat. He doesn't play the rest of the year,
Not going to pay him.
and he doesn't even play. He didn't play last night.
No. Fuck him. Excuse my French. Excuse my French. We might have to block that one out. No, but you know what? This guy has tendencies like that. When he goes to a team after a few years, he loses. I don't know if he loses interest or what the case may be. Seems like he's done it the last couple of teams, and now he's doing it again with Miami.
He could have went to Golden State,
And
but
Pat Riley, is a tough cookie. He's a tough hombre. He's not going to.
they
He's not going to back
They had
down.
a deal with Golden State. I guess that got turned down.
Because what? So
Yeah, but
he
they're
said
not
he
gonna let
wouldn't
him
sign
dictate
with
it.
them. He
No.
said he wants to
wanna
go
go to Golden
somewhere
State.
for like a year or two.
Right.
They want to sign him long term, and
Yeah.
he's saying he's not interested.
Right. Crazy.
Yeah, I just think it's a bad. You know what's weird? It's a bad look for both sides almost because it almost.
Well, it's not a good look for the young players for the Heat. The Heat have a lot of young players,
Right.
and they're
Tyler
seeing all
Hero.
this stuff going on.
Right,
You
exactly.
lose focus.
And it's a bad look for a team that might be considering taking on Jimmy Butler. They're looking at what Jimmy Butler's doing.
He's losing so much interest right now. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone wants Jimmy Butler.
He's
right now.
losing interest, and I think the Heat lose interest. I think both parties get hurt by this. Yeah. for sure.
And Pat Riley keeps collecting his money, and he's got the three-peat.
I never
the
got to
three-peat
give my
money.
Pat Riley theory. I think Pat Riley is grossly overrated. And here's why. Pat Riley had Dwayne Wade. Everything that happened with the Heat was because of Dwayne Wade. They got Shaq because Dwayne Wade. Shaq wanted to go play with Dwayne Wade. They won a championship.
Right.
They got LeBron because of Dwayne Wade. They won championships. I think that Pat Riley gets all this
Chris Bosh
credit.
too, because of Dwayne Wade.
Exactly. I think Pat Riley gets all this credit, but I think Dwayne Wade was the.
Well, there's got to be some, there's a nucleus there, chemistry too, with Wade and Pat Riley, I'm sure. Whatever it was towards the end, maybe there was hard feelings towards the end as he got older, but I'm sure that, they worked together to get these players, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
Have you seen that Dwayne Wade statue in person down at the stadium?
No,
yet?
I-
Did you get
Terrible.
done?
Yeah,
You
what's
saw it
the
in
deal with
person. I
that?
haven't seen it yet.
What's the deal with that?
But he survived cancer now. I saw last week, too. He had
I didn't
kidney
understand
cancer
it.
or something.
Yeah, he had the stage 1 very
one.
early, and they
I
just.
haven't been down there to see the new statue yet. I'll have to check it out when we get
All right, guys. Well, I think we touched base on everything. Unless you guys any basketball advice for any of the people out there. I've been red hot in basketball, college hoops. Last night, like I said, I told you I thought the Big East, the strongest team in the Big East Conference was St. John's. St. John's played against Marquette, 1 versus 2. Upper hand goes to St. John's. They beat them 70-64. I like St. John's. I think Rick Pitino is in the running for College Coach of the Year. What do you think?
Yeah, no, they're good. You called that on the nail. You nailed that on the head last week.
You think he can win College Coach of the Year?
I think so.
I mean, they're playing great.
I think so. Is this
Unless
his
they
first
fall
or
apart.
second year there?
I think it was first, maybe last. I don't know if he was there last year.
I want to say it's his second year there,
but still,
but
what a turnaround!
But yeah, it's a big turnaround.
Yeah, you got to love it. You got to love it. A guy who's in his 70s,
Yeah,
and he's had a lot of things go in his life, personal stuff,
he's had some big time scandals,
Yeah.
issues,
women scandals, drinking, whatever,
drinking,
yeah.
women paying
Horses.
players.
He owned a lot of horses. I used to see him at the racetrack quite a bit at Gulfstream.
Really?
Yeah, he owned horses for
Oh
quite
wow,
some
I didn't
time.
know that.
You probably saw him out
I've seen
there.
him at the track a few times.
TK's a horse guy once in a while.
How they're
Toughest
selling,
game in the world to win. But
they're selling Gulfstream, man. It's up for sale with no
yeah,
Gulfstream.
horse racing is. I think it's dinosaur. It's already a dinosaur, but I think it's going to get worse and worse.
There'll be only one track left in Florida, Tampa Bay Downs. That'd be it, and they probably shut down as well.
I don't even think they're open. Are they?
They run still
Oh,
up
they
there
still
in Tampa.
run?
Little track outside.
You know, I grew up in horse tracks. Most kids, their families took them to the park or whatever. I got taken to horse tracks when I was 10 years
I used
old.
to go to Pompano
That's
Park
cool.
all the time. Pompano, watch the harness, man.
Yeah.
Calder
Ron
and
Bash.
Gulfstream for me.
We used to know this
And then
guy.
Hialeah used to have a horse track
track
back in the
back
day.
then.
We had a mutual friend of ours. I don't know if he's around anymore or not. We can't figure it out. Dr. Ron Bash, but unbelievable the information he used to get on harness horses.
Johnny Campbell.
He'd be getting his phone ringing at the table, and the guys calling right from the barn. It was like crazy. And the stuff
Really?
was winning.
The Meadowlands,
And he wouldn't
too.
share it. He was very hard for. He was like, all caught up in himself. Well, I'm paying for it, so why would I share it out?
He threw me a few through winners in the
Did he?
day.
Well, he liked you a little more. You used to hang out with him a lot more. You guys hung out, I used to just see him out at the racetrack. But, all right, guys, listen, we had an action-packed show, and we're looking forward to the Super Bowl. You guys, you're saying you're having that big party, and you're not sure what you're doing. I might be checking out your little fest.
Come by, watch Kansas City win the Super Bowl.
How much they charging for that festivity
I'll
this year?
get you a bracelet and come on in.
Oh, you give me a bracelet? There you go. Knowing the right people and the right blend. You want to come to the Super Bowl party?
Come on in, Ben.
Pig it is. All the pigs you
I would
can.
love to come to that.
Come on in.
A lot of pretty women and a lot of pig.
Ooh.
A lot of pigs to eat.
I was just telling you guys, I've never been to pig roast, so that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild how and it takes a while. How many hours? How many
7
hours?
hours. We're doing the La Cachina,
Yeah, it's like
the
takes
Cuban
a,
way, man. We're gonna put that sucker in there. I'll bring some pictures
In the
next week
ground?
of it. No, in the box, and then we got the China box.
Oh, okay.
It goes in there. It goes 5-6 hours. A lot of charcoal, a lot of beer drinking.
I went to a pig roast one time. It was a Christmas Eve thing, Buena Noche, and
Yeah, they buried a pig.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was in the ground.
All right, guys, great show. Love being here with you this week. Big games that gets us jacked up. Blood pressure, whatever, excitement levels go to a whole different level. We're looking forward to the Super Bowl, and let's see who's right and who's wrong come Sunday. TK, my man, where can the people find you out there in the social media world? Get your free stuff, whatever you got, private stuff, a lot of good things going on. You've been red hot in the baskets.
Yeah, college hoops has been great. If you want to check me out, just go to my website, tkwins.com. I got my plays up there daily. Or if you want to see me on social media, just go to @tkwins, and I get my free plays there and other information daily as well.
Still cranking them out?
Yeah, I've been cranking them out. College basketball has been great to me. NBA's been back and forth, but college hoops been right on the money.
All right, so before we get off the air, you and me, we got a bet, ladies and gentlemen. TK and I, dinner at Runway 84.
Runway 84.
Final closing line on the Super Bowl. I'm taking Philly. He's taking Kansas City.
That chicken parm's going to taste good.
Especially if I'm paying for it, right? All right. Here he is, my man who's been kicking me. I'm going home bruised today, I think, with this guy. He's been kicking me under the table to get going here. Teddy Brooks, the CEO of the one and only Sports Profits. Where can the people find you?
You could find me, my website, thesportsprofits.com, Instagram @the_profits_pick, no S, and youtube.com/thesportsprofits. Real quick, guys, if you are going to join, I always say this, don't sign up for a sports betting company when you're on your last leg. That's when, I would say, maybe you guys agree, that's when most people sign up, when they've already lost a bunch of money.
Yeah, they're coming to you crushed.
Right.
You bet it all on the
There's no
opening
life.
night.
There's no life
thinking
left.
You're going to sweep
I
the board.
was reading my DMs, and someone signed up and showed interest, and we got back to them 2 days later because they signed up on like Sunday and we weren't working. By the time we got back to them, it was Tuesday morning, they said, no, I'm good. I hit a big parlay last night. So you hit so you were coming to us because you were down, and then you hit a big parlay and you think you don't need us anymore. That's not a good mentality. So come to us with bankrolls that we can grow, because we're good at what we do, but we're not miracle workers. So that's what that's my message for the week to everyone that's considering trying us out. I think you guys would probably agree also.
1,000% I agree with you on that, because this is a long-term business. This is not an overnight sensation. If you're a one-hit wonder, you're not going to make money doing this. No way. The odds are stacked against you. Come to guys like us. We do research. We stay on top of these things. We're looking for angles. We're looking for numbers to give us an edge. You know, this is what we look for on a daily basis. For you guys to try to spend a little time at it and bet real money into it, I think you're really putting yourself behind the eight ball. But like I said, you got two great guys on the show here, experience, know what they're looking for. We're not going to win them all. Listen, if you hit 65, 68%, you're making yourself a lot of money. And that's all you really need to do. A lot of guys think you got to win 80% of the time, right, guys?
Yeah, you can hit 57, 58%, you're making money.
Yeah, you just got to play the right games at the right situations and know how to manage your money. All right, guys. We've been on a tear. I mean, complete ass-kicking with our free stuff, our private stuff, our bonus plays on the videos that I'm putting out on Instagram. Check it all out. And my channel is SM Sports Picks, P-I-C-K-S. I got to repeat it so you guys listen and go there, because we have been on fire with these games. Dogs winning outright, college basketball, you name it, NHL hockey. The games have been winning. SM Sports Picks. And again, watch our show, check it all out, Get the Edge. This is the show right here, Get the Edge. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on all podcast forums, and our own YouTube channel. You know, give us a like Teddy says, you know, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe, and you'll be notified when the shows come out, and check it all out. We're going to be back here, I believe, next Friday for some basketball. We're going to get right back into it. I'm going to let you, obviously you'll know who had the winning team for the Super Bowl, because somebody's going to be buying dinner for somebody else.
So I'm going to join on the dinner, but I'm not picking a side, so I'll just pay for myself. But where are we going?
Runway 84.
Oh, I love Runway. I haven't been there since they renovated
I was there 2 weeks ago, man. It was amazing, man.
Does it still have the airplane theme, or did they kind of?
Yeah, in the one
Does
side,
it in the bar area,
in the bar
right?
area, still got a little airborne.
It became like a supper club, right, where they have like performers in there too now?
We got the
All right.
Interesting.
All right, guys. Great show. Again, we'll check it out. We'll be back here next week. Go on our YouTube channel. Check out Get the Edge. That's the name of it. See you next week. Boom.
Let's go.
Yeah, Ted, you can buy the wine with them props winning.
Got
with
the
you.
clock.
go.
Got the clock at 00, baby.
Do they still have that guy with the black and white goatee that works there? He's always in the front. He's like the Matrix.
Oh yeah,
Same guy.
I haven't
I
been
think his
there in a
name's
while.
Vinny.
How do we roll?